Hot. Ready to go? Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Jupiter and Daylight Savings Time. It's hard to believe that it totally got me. I had my computer in my hand, I had my phone in my hand, and I was still looking at the one clock in our house that was not set. Ron Bova calls me, he's like, I'm on my way. I'm like, you are? It's kind of, it's not early at all. Unbelievable, and seeing all the texts this week, be sure to change your clock, be sure to change your clock, and I was sure not to. And then I printed out my whole sermon, and there was no ink in our printer. I get here, and I look at it, and I'm like, where's all the words? I have red words in my sermon. The only words on the entire thing were red. All the other ink was gone, and I'm like, so I had to drive back to my house, reprint it. It was a little bit crazy, but here we are. So welcome to Unity. You take 1 week off and you forget how to do everything. So I'm certainly happy to be here now. We are an out-of-this-world spiritual community. And if you'll join me, starting with the statement of faith found on the monitor. There is only one presence and one power in the universe, God, the good omnipotent. And if you'll just take a deep breath and relax into that statement, knowing there's one power and one presence. And this one power and one presence is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. Everywhere present at the same time, all-knowing and all-powerful. And we align with this one presence. And we say, thank you, God. Today, my talk is about choosing happiness and practical thinking. I think got some good ideas coming. And if you'll join me in our affirmation today, because happiness is a choice. It's not something that seems to happen to us. It happens through us. So repeat this one. I am happy. Claiming that for ourselves. And we are like the Wawa of churches. We always welcome all. So wherever you're from, is anyone here for the first time today? We just thank you for coming, and thank you for coming. I've noticed the past few times I've been up here that we haven't had a lot of new people, so you can invite someone. I think that we're having a lot of fun, and people seem to be coming back, so we'd like to do that. And we have some great musical guests today. We have Kathy and Jay joining us, and Larry, and Mike. Everybody's here today. So if you'll join and we'll rise and sing our welcome song, My Soul is Welcome Here, to get us going.
I'm really proud that all these people got up and on here on time here. I could speak today on daylight savings time today. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 All right, good morning. Okay.
Well, that was a nice butcher job.
Thank you. We're all still waking up.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. Always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone.
Look for the good in everything. Whoa. Look for the people who will set your soul free. Always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone.
People done gone crazy. People done gone mad. People done forgot the superpowers we all have. We were born to
Love, not hate.
We can decide our fate. Look for the good in everyone and celebrate all our mistakes. There's a silver lining.
Silver lining.
You still got to find it.
Find it, find it. Look for the good in everything. Whoa. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone needs sunshine. Everyone needs rain. Everyone is carrying around some kind of pain. I see you are. You're just like me. I see you searching for a purpose, guided by a dream. I see you are. I'm just like you. And I get lost sometimes and I forget what I came here to do. I keep on trying.
Keep on trying.
When it gets frightening. Look for the good in everything. Whoa. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good. Look for the good. Look for the good in everyone.
Everyone is nature. Everyone is God. Everyone is
Love and light and vibration.
Look for the good.
for the good.
Everyone gets mad sometimes, and maybe they should. Look for the good.
Look for the good.
Yeah, look out for all those heroes in your neighborhood. Look
For the good. Look for the good.
Life would sure be sweeter if everybody would.
Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Look for the good in everything. Whoa. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good. Look for the good. Look for the good in everyone.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Larry.
I'm good. Good morning. Welcome to welcome to Unity of Jupiter. That was an awesome song, Kathy and gang. Loved it. Get goes like, why are you tapping your foot? Anyways, my name is Scott Walter. I'm glad to be here, and I'm so glad to see everybody else here. What a great day it is. Yay. Today's daily word is timeless. So in timeless moments in silence, I discover myself anew. So let's all say that together. In timeless moments in silence, I discover myself anew. I relax and let go, withdrawing my attention from my surroundings. Breathing deeply and rhythmically, my mind relaxes and my heart opens. I enter my sacred inner sanctuary. Here I have no awareness of time. I hear no words. I think no thoughts. I feel no separation. There's only the richness of silence, the awesome presence of infinite life, love, and wisdom. I am one with this presence. The time and attention I devote to my regular practice of meditation builds deep, abiding peace and clarity in my consciousness. In these timeless moments, I discover that I have all I need, enough strength, understanding, love, and time to progress along my path and accomplish all that is mine to do. Today's daily word is inspired by Revelations 21:1. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for first heaven and first earth had passed away. Very, very cool. All right. Moving on. Thursday nights is a metaphysical magic with John, Reverend John. Come join us for some metaphysical fun with Reverend John Denny. Reverend John is hosting a fun evening that may include movies, documentaries, discussions, and brainstorming. This will be every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. through the end of March. Alrighty. For ongoing events, you can always check out our newsletter, check out the bulletins in the foyer, or check out the website. That's a bit of an eye chart, you guys. All right, so I'm literally. Monday morning yoga with Carolyn. Wednesday noon prayer and meditation with the chaplains. I'm serious, you guys. We got to increase that font, Mike. Or print it. Thursdays again, the metaphysical with John. The first Fridays of the month, that's the healing circle with Carolyn Cohen. That's also at 7 p.m. And then Sunday mornings, every Sunday morning, John leads us in the harmony exercise, either inside or in the labyrinth, whichever is best based upon weather. Okay. All right. So we are going to be moving soon. We don't have a firm date when we'll have to leave this property, but we know we have to leave it. So we're counting on everybody to keep their eyes and ears open, keep looking for that new, right, perfect home for us. And if you have any great ideas, come find John or any of the members of the board, or stop into the office and talk to Carol. We know our new home is out there. It's just we got to find it, and we're going to find it soon enough. going to happen. All right. Now is meditation. So, who's the Surely the Presence today? Yeah, right on.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
So before I start meditation, I would like to show you guys this chart that I got for the church this week. This really represents to me in visual how we connect with God, how we connect with our source. And so has anybody ever heard of Saint Germain and the Saint Germain doctrines? This is from that. But I like to look at the bottom one is our physical being. This is our physical manifestations, John Denny, whatever. And then we connect to our I am presence, to Jesus Christ, or our Christ consciousness, which connects us to God. And this is the I am. And as we connect with this higher part of ourselves, I talk about this all the time. There's my ego, which is John Denny, and then there's this I am presence, which we're all one with. And it shows this oneness of unity. And we connect to the great presence, God, through this connection. And it is a vertical connection that we're always part of. And I love this representation because it just shows how our physical being connects with our spiritual being, which is connected with God. And I just think that's a beautiful representation of how we go about meditation. It's exactly what we do. We're going away from our ego into our higher self. And I forgot to say before, if no one's told you they love you today, let me be the first. I love you. I love you. So please find a comfortable place to sit. Close your eyes if you wish. Take a deep breath. And let your focus and attention come inside your body, into the top of the head, where we connect with this I am presence. And here we find this Christ consciousness. I and my Father are one. God is, I am. And when we connect to what God is, then we translate it into our physical beings. And we make these affirmations. In unity, we use affirmations and denials. And as Diane has told us, our denials are just like tapping on the brake. But our affirmations are like stepping on the accelerator. So make the first affirmation that God is, I am, perfect health. Just letting this thought of health emanate through your body, through your aura. This is the condition we were created in, perfect health. And if we have those we care to pray for in health, name them in your mind, seeing them in perfect health. We send the thought of health out to our universe, remembering what we send out must be returned to us. And let us make the realization of perfect harmony. I am perfect harmony now. Again, claiming it for ourselves. This should be our natural condition of perfect harmony, perfect love, unconditional love. And we send this thought of harmony out to the universe, out to all of our family, all of our friends, all the people who come to Unity of Jupiter, past, present, and future. We send this thought of harmony to individuals both on this side of consciousness and the other, those who have passed on. Send them a thought of perfect harmony. Our guardian angels, the messengers of God. And let us realize abundant supply. Again, this is our natural condition. Before we created our needs, God had already created the abundance, merely waiting our acceptance. Filling ourselves with the color of apple green. I am abundant supply. Making this realization as personal as possible, each of us individually must be expressing this abundant supply. I and my abundance are one. Nothing to spare for every need. And then this divine connection I showed in the picture. We call this right action, placing things into God's hands. But we can, if we have any problems for ourselves or for someone else, we place it into God's hands, knowing all is working out in perfect order. Even if we don't understand exactly why, we have to know in our hearts that all is working out. Planting a seed, letting it grow. Now for gratitude. Gratitude is so important. It connects us to God. It connects us to this unconditional love. So thinking of one small thing to be grateful for, that we're all here today. In the attitude of receiving, be thankful. Giving ourselves a few moments of silence to build this thought of gratitude in the silence. Now each of us have formed a beautiful thought of gratitude. Pull it into your body, into your aura, claiming, I am grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just thinking this thought of thanks, feeling this thought of gratitude will brighten our day and everyone we come in contact with. I am grateful. We thank thee that thou hast heard us. We thank thee, Father, that thou hast heard us. We know thou hearest us always. Again, we know that we're connected straight to the divine. We ask special blessings for each and every person here in Unity. All of our families and friends, keep our hearts and minds open and receptive. Help us express health, harmony, and abundant supply in each of our lives while we maintain an attitude of love, gratitude, and forgiveness. We ask this all in God's name. To finish this time of meditation, if you'll join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who've trespassed against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. And now, please welcome Kathy and Jay back up, and Larry.
I can change the world with my own two hands, make it a better place with my own two hands, make it a kinder place with my own two hands, with my own two hands. And I can make peace on earth with my own two hands. I could clean up the earth with my own two hands. I could reach out to you with my own two hands, with my own two hands, with my own two hands. Gonna make it a brighter place with my own two hands. Gonna make it a safer place with my own two hands. Gonna help the human race with my own two hands, with my own two hands, with my own two hands. And I can hold you with my own two hands, and I can comfort you with my own two hands. But you got to use your own two hands, use your own two hands, use your own two hands, with our own two hands, with our own two hands, with my own two hands.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jay and Kathy. When I first started this little journey of being a minister, I'd always want Kathy. She made me feel very comfortable up here. I was like, can you come? And then she couldn't come for a while, and I was like, uh-oh, I have to go out on my own here with somebody else. So my talk today is called Choosing Happiness. And, it all starts with their first song, Look for the Good in Everyone. Because if you're looking for the bad in everyone, you're not choosing happiness. That's one of the first rules of the whole thing. So I wanted to start today with the parable of the Chinese farmer. I'm sure most of you have heard this, but it's something that sort of shows to me what it's like, how we have to go through this. So the story goes, once upon a time, there was a Chinese farmer, and his horse ran away. And all the people in town came and they said to the farmer, "Oh, that's so sad. Just so sad for you." And he said, "Well, maybe yes, maybe no." And the next day the horse returned. It brought 7 wild horses with him. They all came into the pasture, and now he had 8 horses instead of 1. And all the people came over and they said, "Whoa, what a stroke of luck. This is the best thing that's ever happened." And the farmer looked at him and said, "Well, maybe yes, maybe no." And then the following day, his son went out to break one of the horses so they could start to ride all the horses, and the horse threw him off and he broke his leg. All the people came over and they said, "Whoa, that's some bad luck there. Now your son's out of commission and you have to do all the work yourself." And the farmer looked at them and said, "Well, maybe yes, maybe no." And the next day, the draft people came and they came to draft his son to go to war, but he had a broken leg. And they said, "Wow, that's some good luck, So now that piece of bad luck turned into good luck." He said, "Oh, maybe yes, maybe no." Well, that's how the whole process of life works. Is it good or is it bad? Because you never know what consequences will come from misfortune. So every cloud has a silver lining. And I wrote down here, look for the good. Before I even know you guys were going to sing that song, that looking for the good. Even though we may be in a situation that doesn't seem good, we need to look for the good, knowing that there's a silver lining in every cloud. So we never know and we also never know what the consequences of good fortune will be. I talk about it with my golfers all the time. A hole-in-one or a quadruple bogey can really mess up the next hole. One, you're super excited, the best thing that's ever happened to you, but you're so excited you can't calm back down. And the other one, you're so mad that you end up getting a bad shot. So we never know how these things will go into the next one. Well, last week, so I wasn't here last week, I had a great trip with my cousins down. We went down to the Keys, and we went to the hotel that my wife designed and got to see how everybody's putting things into effect down there. And, okay, got to stay with this here. But the first day I get a call, we were down there, and I learned that my college sweetheart had died. Well, so it's like, whoa, we're having this great weekend, and now I learned that my friend Penny died. And then later on in the week, 2 days ago, another good friend of ours died, named John Turecki, here in Jupiter, good friend in the surf world. So lost 2 friends this week. Seems bad, right? Well, how do you look at that? So one of the things that happened after my friend John died, I got a text. It's like, "Oh, did you hear the sad news about John Turecki?" And I thought for a second, I'm like, yeah, so sad, but he's no longer suffering from cancer. If we believe what we believe here, we have to almost be joyful that now he's back with God. I mean, if we believe that there's life after death, we can't get pulled into that sad news too much. I had one of my other cousins went through a big operation last week. They had a big mass in her, and they had to take it out, like 6-hour operation. But now, possibly she can live longer and be part of her family for longer. So you never know, but it's like what we choose to focus on ends up being our emotional well-being or our emotional turmoil. But it can be the exact same story. The Donald Trump, Joe Biden rematch. Are you guys excited for that? Why? That was another thing I thought. That this is a little rough week. I saw Super Tuesday, and then the State of the Union. I'm like, you get rattled, but it's like, why am I letting myself get rattled about this stuff? Pam Shosteen walked up to me. She said, "That's God's problem, not yours." And I'm like, okay, I got to turn it back over, but I can't start going around spouting how horrible this is going to be. Because this is our country, so we better get with it. I don't know. It doesn't really matter what you think. But one thing we have to think that all things are working out for good. We can't think that this is the worst thing that's ever possibly happened. Even though that's a very easy thing to think, we can't do that. So I learned I was reading a friend of mine's blog last week, and he was talking about critical thinking. You guys ever hear about that concept, critical thinking? And you'd think it was, the first thing that comes to your mind is criticizing or being critical, but it's not. It's being open-minded. It's being common sense. It's being open to all possibilities. So this is a really good time for all of us to practice critical thinking. For me to switch it around, seeing I lost my 2 friends, how do I switch that around to joyful thinking? One thing is, I believe they're both back with God, and I don't believe in death anyway, so I have to believe that they're freer now than they were 2 weeks ago when they were going through their physical trials and tribulations. So we all have our own nonsense, and generally we go through life looking for others to reinforce my belief system, not really to exercise it. Critical thinking is the key to your success in your career and your relationships. Critical thinkers make better decisions. Critical thinking can make you happier, and critical thinking ensures your opinions are well informed. Critical thinking improves relationships, and critical thinking makes you a better citizen and a better person. So summing up critical thinking in one quick line is that I might be wrong. To be a critical thinker, you have to start with that foundation. I might be wrong. And that's hard for some people to do because we don't want to be wrong. We want to be right. We always say, would you rather be happy or right? Well, I think most people would rather be right. A lot of my friends, well, I want to be happy and right, okay? But I might be wrong. You might be wrong. We might be wrong. So having that openness with you. You ever get in a conversation with somebody who's like, hey, I want to tell you the truth. Were you going to lie to me? I want to be honest with you. It's like, really? Well, I was hoping you would, Or, I don't want to lie to you. I wouldn't lie to you. It's like, oh, I think you might. They tell you if they're starting the conversation with that line, they just might be wanting to lie to you. So the same thing happens with our American politics. We fall prey to that same instinct, them versus us. The exact opposite of unity, the exact opposite of what we're trying to teach out here. We all look outside of ourselves for someone else to solve our problems. And we look at that, we look at for the government to solve our problems, we look for people to solve our problems, we look for unity to solve our problems. But we all look outside ourselves to fix rather than looking inside ourselves. Human beings accomplish progress through cooperative effort, through unity, coming together. And this year, and getting this job and understanding unity, I've always been sort of I wouldn't say a loner, but kind of one, like just a couple people with me. Now I'm starting to see the power in the group, the power in the force. And it's amazing when people come together in one mind, in one unity to do this. And it brings back. My mother's always called me a mugwump because I won't take a side. Because honestly, if you look at the extreme right and the far left, they all seem a little insane. So there's got to be some sort of central view where we all come together. That's why I love this line. It's vertical. It's once you head off it, you're headed into confusion. But people don't realize, we none of us know how to make a smartphone or a washing machine or anything else, but we rely on these companies to do it for us, and then we use them. So fixing the world economy. I have a cousin, I was playing golf with him, and he's like, you don't have to worry about it because those people in the government, they're pros. They know what they're doing. They're running this thing. And I'm listening to him, and I'm like, you sure about that? I wouldn't be so sure if they, they're pros. I'm like, yeah, they are. So trying to fix the world-spanning economy and letting them do it, to return us to a nostalgic era that never actually existed. We could be wrong. So if we have a rational view of the world, we have to have I might be wrong as part of that option. I might be wrong. So our mind does three things. We have the past, the present, and the future. We kind of run back and forth between all three of those. The past perspective, people who live in the past, and we all do a little bit, we want to be certain. When we make a next decision, I can look in the past, say, okay, well, that and that happened, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be happening. So it's drawn to research, understanding, and validation. The present perspective is probability. This will probably happen because it happened in the past. But we're drawn to order, normality, predictability, and execution. The present perspective cares about harmony and stability. And that's why when we meditate, we come to the present moment. We come into the moment. They say, what do they say? The past is history, the future is a mystery, but the here and now is the present, and that's why they call it, it's a gift. The present is a gift. That's why they call it the present. So critical thinking, how do we harness the powers of critical thinking? When I was looking at this, I found there was about 5 different kinds of thinkers. The first is the unreflective thinker. This is the person who goes through life looking for people to validate their ideas. I have a bunch of these people in my life. They don't want to hear anything. They use the word truth. I'm like, you shouldn't even be allowed to use the word truth when they talk to me. Because every time it rattles me, I'm like, the only truth that is yours. And it has nothing to do with the truth. And that's what I think we love about unity, because unity does teach us the truth. And teaches us these foundational principles which will stand the test of time. The second is the challenge thinker. They wake up, oh, maybe there is another idea, and they start to become open to it, but they really still lack critical thinking skills, but they understand there is another way. Then the beginner thinker, and that's someone who's committed to, they understand critical thinking, and they're going to make it part of their lives. Number 4 is the practicing thinker. I think that's what I am. I understand what types of changes and my old patterns have to be changed, and that there's probably better ones. And then there's the advanced thinker, and that's the person who really goes through life choosing the truth, choosing the higher way over and over again, really practicing this area of critical thinking. And when we can do that, then we can change our BS, our belief system. And it's so true. And our BS is it's our belief system, and it's the other one also. But we look for people to reinforce it. So one reason that really smart people, reading in his article, he talked about people who are smarter and not so smart. And he said that, a lot of the people in his life that aren't so smart don't get sucked into conspiracy theories, where the smartest people in his life often do. And that's because the deeper we get into situations, the more complex they get, there's easier and easier to see all the different ways that we can go. So discounting the contrary evidence gives you that smug feeling of knowing the answer. I know the answer. So at the far end of the process, when we get out to those extremes, we start to label people, the sheeple. I've been guilty of that one. The fascists, the libtards, or whatever else feels appropriate. That's the radical right of the extreme left. And yet, you might be wrong. So in fact, if you're considering more than a few people, like if you're just grouping a whole bunch of people into any of those categories, you are wrong. There may be a couple in your life, but in general, we can't just start grouping huge groups of people as the wrong and we're the right, because that's going to really divide the world. So I might be wrong should apply to everything from politics to religion to science to health. Literally everything that we look at, we should go into it. We could be wrong. I could be wrong. This man, Steven Pinker, wrote a book called Enlightenment Now, and he talks about how easy it is to find facts that reinforce our biases. So he goes, I'll really be quick with this one, but we're going to look at 2 sides of the same coin. So it says 700 million people live in extreme poverty. life expectancy is 60 years old, and a quarter of those people are unnourished. There's dozens of wars raging in the world in which more than 250,000 people have died. If we look at the ones going right now, they said 30 or 40,000 people have died in Gaza, and I'm not sure how many in Ukraine, but you're talking about those numbers. About a fifth of the world's people lack basic education. He goes on and basically shows the negatives. So it sounds like the world's going to hell if we look at it from this side of the coin. And he goes, but then there's the other side of the coin. And it says the proportion of humanity living in extreme poverty has fallen from almost 90% to less than 10%. Same sort of idea. It's like, well, do I look at the 700,000 people in extreme poverty, or do I think, wow, it's gotten better since the past? And one of the incredible ones was how many people have lost in the wars. So it said that so the proportion of people killed annually in wars is less than a quarter of what it was in the 80s, a seventh of what it was in the early 70s, an 18th of what it was in the 50s, and 0.5% of World War II. I asked Michael at the beginning of the thing, how many Jews were killed in the Holocaust? 6 million. So if you think about now, even compared to then, there's a lot less people being killed by war. So are we getting, still horrible, right? But is it getting better or worse? So if we look at it from one side, it's getting much better. Over the 20th century, Americans became 96% less likely to be killed in a car accident. We all wear our seatbelts now. We have airbags. These cars have anti-slip brakes. There's a whole bunch of things that have made driving much, much safer. 89% less likely to be mowed down on the sidewalk. 90% less likely to die in a plane crash, right? So our air travel has become much, much safer. 59% less likely to fall to our deaths, because of guardrails and things like that. 92% less to die by fire, 90% less to drown, 92% less to be asphyxiated, 92% less to be killed on the job. All these things have become safer, yet we still look at our world as extremely negative a lot of times. So by all the numbers, we could be getting better and better. So he said at the end, I don't present this as a happy talk. It's just an example of how easy it is to find data, facts, to confirm what we want to believe. And we have to be so careful because that is so far from critical thinking. We have to be open, and we have to be open to the fact that I might be wrong. I might be wrong. So the first problem is, the first solution is unity. Again, coming back to this oneness. So what can we do about it? We can be honest. We can be real. We can look for the real truth in the matter. And that's what I think we get to do here in Unity. We get to look for the truth. Laying a foundation. Using common sense. That seems to be something that can be lacking sometimes. To be spiritual. To go to God. To turn to this Christ within and understand that this physical world's an illusion. Chris Jackson said last week, other people don't even exist. They're merely a reflection of us, back and forth, back and forth. We're all one, and that's the whole idea of unity. The one thing that does cause us to unite is our new board of directors. And Sherry said, well, you should have told me you were going to do this today. But what I would like to do is I'd like to invite our new board up here and introduce them to you. They've been installed almost 3 weeks ago now, but we never got a chance because the first week I forgot. Last week was Bob Sima, and now here we are with our next chance. So I don't know if we're all here or not, but anyway, I would like to invite Sherry Sova, Debbie DeGavel, Sam Laws is not here today, Nick Nappy, Doug Blackburn, and Sandy Simons. So these are the bosses, the people running this place. Like I said, a few weeks ago, it was just Doug, Sandy, and myself, and now we have a whole board, and a powerhouse board. And the officer, well, we have all 4 officers up here, actually. And so we put in new officers for this next year, and Sherry is our board president. Thank you. And Debbie is our vice president. And Nick is our treasurer. And Sandy remains as our secretary. So I would like you to stand up and let's just give them a unity blessing. And let me turn off my mic. Okay. Love you. We bless you. We truly, truly appreciate you. We behold the Christ as you. Thank you. And I just want to give an extreme thought of thanks to all you guys for stepping up. I served on the board. Serving on boards, you know, it's an extremely rewarding yet thankless endeavor. Looking at both sides of the coin, it can be however we look at it. So let's use critical thinking and know that we're moving this organization in the right direction every day, every time. So I look forward to the next meeting, and thank you so much for your time and dedication to this ministry. And now, as we get ready to prepare our offerings, I'll invite Scott back up. And again, we are supported through our own contributions. And it is in giving that we receive. So know that your giving is not only benefiting Unity of Jupiter, but it is also benefiting you, and it will come back. I asked last time if you have a little extra to put it in, and I came to work, and I was talking to Carol, and she's like, you know, I put some in. And I go, did you get it back? She goes, 100. She put in extra, and it came back literally 10 times more. So this does work, and we've proved it over and over again. So thank you.
Hey, it's on. Great. Thanks, John. So like John said, now we move into our celebration of abundance, our opportunity to give back from our financial abundance. So let's begin by reading the Unity of Jupiter prosperity blessing together. In a universe overflowing with the abundance of good, we acknowledge God as the source of all our blessings. We affirm our receptivity and acceptance of this good. Every direction, known and unknown, expected, unexpected, our abundant good comes to us now. Thank you, God, and so it is. There are many ways to give. You can drop your gift off in our baskets that are going to be going around. You can also text your donation to 561-581-1119, or you can give by debit or credit card in the office after the service today. Most of these options can be set up for reoccurring automatic giving. To keep this time of giving sacred, I would like now you to take your gift in your hand and bless it. You're planting the seeds to your own prosperity and giving back to God from the abundance that has already been provided for you. Breathe life into your gift and thank God for that you have this gift to give now. Now affirm with me the offertory blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Okay, well. Thanks, Mike. Thank you. Thank you for your gift today. Let us meet halfway to see our friends and shake a hand, hug someone and understand that peace and love are all right with me.
I live each day in harmony. We celebrate our prosperity, living life happily. I wish the best for you always, and I say with praise, thank you for your gift today. Let us meet halfway to see our friends and shake a hand, hug someone and understand that peace and love are all right with me. I live each day in harmony. We celebrate our prosperity, living life happily. I wish the best for you always, and I say with praise, thank you.
Thank you.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me high. If I had a day that I can give you, I'd give to you a day just like today. If I had a song that I can sing for you, I'd sing a song to make you feel this way. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me high. If I had a tale that I can tell you, I'd tell a tale sure to make you smile. If I had a wish that I can wish for you, I'd make a wish for sunshine all the while. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me Sunshine almost always makes me high. Sunshine almost all the time makes me high. Sunshine almost always.
Thank you, folks. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Jay.
Larry is sunshine, isn't he? Just look at him, you smile. Well, again, thank you all for coming. Happy daylight savings time. I think some people slept through it, but I almost did. And now if we could bring the gifts up, I want to thank everyone for their giving, and I know that it comes back to us multiplied. And if we have any prayer chaplains here today, our prayer chaplains are specially trained to pray with you, always answering our prayers. And we always, every Wednesday, we say, thank you for answered prayers. I love that. Thank you for answered prayers even before they happen. And now if we can just say thank you for this expression of abundance. We know that abundance is God's law of supply. We will always have enough and some left over. Never doubt, never fear, never worry. And we bless each of these gifts and all of the givers, knowing that their gifts will return to them multiplied, and see this unity of Jupiter going forward into the future. We say thank you, God. And now if you'll all rise, join hands, we'll sing the peace song followed by the prayer for protection.